Okay, I'm recording. I'm going to see if I can figure out this Star Wars enhancer thing to send this. Okay, there's there. There's there. There's there. Star Wars. Episode 2. Dangerous Data. On the remote jungle planet of Belladoon, a local Imperial warlord crushes local opposition to his rule. All the while, priceless data sits unclaimed beneath the planet-wide campaign of terror. Meanwhile, the Force draws a Jedi survivor into the depths of the jungle to liberate this long-forgotten and hidden knowledge. But the Force works in mysterious ways, bringing together a small band that must rely on one another for survival. But the dark side does not easily give way to the light, and another unseen enemy has designs on this priceless and dangerous data. Let's see if it pops up the planet. I think it should. Where are you, planet? I don't know why it's not centered. I can never get it to work, but it's Belladoon. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Let me throw some music on for the background. What should we do? Okay. Everybody hear that?
Yes. It was
There it is.
very
Okay.
quiet. There
Yeah,
it is.
I don't know why it was all the way down. Okay. All right. So let's. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna roll for destiny. So if you look on the screen there, there's a light and dark tracker on the side. If you click that, if you click just basically there should be. Let's see. Where's the little thing on the left side of those? It's kind of hard to see a little bit, but there's a looks like a die. It says request destiny roll. Click that, and now you can see in the chat. Just everybody click here to roll for the destiny pool. Yes, it's a white die. Okay, it's a black die. No, don't do that. Go ahead and roll. I'll fix it. You flipped it. Go ahead.
Well,
go ahead. Somebody else roll real quick. I'll fix it. Okay. There should be.
Okay, you redeemed yourself, Doc.
right.
So there should be 3 white and 1 dark. Not sure why. Give me 1 sec. Okay, whatever. All right, 3 light, 1 dark. All right, so I'm going to activate the scene. I need to turn down the music. Once I find it. All right, so the 3 of you have come to this jungle planet in the Outer Rim called Belladoon for different reasons. And what's that? Makko, you have been set down here by Rack Vigo, completing his contract to get you off Coruscant and into the Outer Rim. He and Ringo Hex have left a few hours ago out of this small starport, which is called Rusk Junction. It's a small little settlement, no bigger than what you see on your screen. There's a few people meandering back and forth, working here. It's oppressively hot and humid, with a drizzle sometimes coming out of nowhere. This planet, from what you know, is almost entirely jungle, and was at one time completely controlled by the Empire. Today, the consensus from Rack and Ringo is that there are something that has been happening throughout the galaxy since the fall of the Empire, and that is Imperial remnants fighting for scraps of their local territory, and there's no difference here. Although you don't see that in this actual settlement, Rusk Junction. But nobody seems to live here. It seems to be kind of a waypoint with a few places to land ships and transport people further into the jungle where other settlements are. For Vorn, you've come here because the local area is full of, obviously, fauna and creatures in the wild that some people do like to hunt, and some people do hire others out as guides and so forth. And I assume that you've probably been here a couple times to do that, and you can make some money doing that if you find the right clientele. And Satir, you are here because of something that happened a few days ago, and we're going to switch over to that scene briefly. Give me 1 sec. Alright. Switch the music. Satir, you awaken from a deep sleep, troubled dream that you do not remember. And what you see is you are in a location that you are unfamiliar with. You do not know where you are, but you feel the wind in your hair and on your face, and you suddenly feel very cold. Up ahead, you see an image that is strangely ethereal, walking down this long pathway in these mountains where you are looking up at the base of them. You're unsure where you are. You do not recall this place. You do not recall ever being here. But you do recall the person in the distance, Master Silas Valori. He was your master before the Jedi Purge, and you have not seen him since he left you on Ordo so many years ago. And go ahead. What do you do?
Satir had woke up, and he immediately felt a feeling that he had not felt in a long time. Many years ago, when he was a youngling, he had almost waking nightmares of horrible visions of things to come. Not knowing what they were, he confessed to Master Silas of these visions and this foresight, which eventually had led the pair to Ordo. What he did not know at the time, but knows now, is those visions were that of the destruction of the Jedi Order. And that feeling, though it had been almost 2 decades ago, never quite left him. And he has the same kind of feeling now as he stands up before realizing he's on a stairway in a mountain range he doesn't know. As he kind of holds his hands up against the wind, blowing in his face and blowing his hair behind him, he sees someone that he hasn't seen in some time. He kind of calls out, "Master!" as he kind of slowly starts walking up the steps, cautious but not a sense of foreboding. And he walks slowly towards Master Silas.
Master Silas stops as it appears that he sees you or hears your voice and looks upon you as you approach and says, "Padawan, this place is the will of the Force. I did not know if I could reach you. It has been many years since I have tried."
It's been many years, Master. I know you were left to search for other survivors, people that weren't killed by the Empire. What happened? What is this I see?
It is difficult to remember. I am not real. Not really. Not a part of the living Force, but only a Force memory of many years gone by. I have only been able to pierce this veil because I have important news for you. Something that must be done for the good of the galaxy. The light side bids it.
Of course, Master. Where are you? What do I need to do to help?
Suddenly, his apparition, if you will, begins to fade, and you feel your basically your concentration slipping. And I think you need to roll, you need to invoke 4C to be able to continue this vision, if you will, into the veil of the Force. So let's do that. So if you can do, you may spend a Force point to gain a, to basically continue this this vision.
I will do so.
All right. So go ahead and so I assume that means flip a point, right? Unless anybody knows otherwise. Let's see.
No, I think spending a force point, that's exactly what it is. It's one of those 3 points over there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. It says, spend a force point to gain vague hints of the events to come.
Yeah, so just click on the light where it says, so it says left click to flip, so go
Control left click to remove?
ahead. No, you don't want to do that, you want to flip it. Well, you know, that's weird nomenclature that doesn't seem correct to me. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it's just left click.
No, hold on, because you're flipping a point is not necessarily spending a point, so.
Oh.
Oh,
Control
it's-
control left to not to remove all of them.
No,
Oh.
don't remove it. Just stop.
I haven't done anything.
No, I'm talking to
Isn't it just if you to spend a force point, you just roll your force dice, and you just need to spend the right number.
I
of pips?
believe so. Yes, that's why I was just. Yeah, go ahead and roll your white die, so you can do that out of the tray there.
That's not the right amount. I have 2.
Let's see what could be wrong. Let me look for your force rating. Force pool. Yeah, it is correct. Incorrect. You're correct. Let me figure out why. Is reward in there?
Can I do it from my sheet?
Yeah. Just hold on 1 second. I'll fix it. Just give me a sec. You see. Yeah. Okay. Hold on 1 sec. We'll get through this. Reward.
It's showing 2 now.
Did you do it? Something?
I just hovered. I didn't do anything. I hovered over it. Now it says 2.
Mine says 1. Hold on. Yeah.
In the chat.
Oh, in the chat. Right down here. Oh, well, I mean, you can click it. I mean, so if you click force at the very bottom, right? And it'll say 1DF. If you just change that 1 to 2.
That is what I did.
Okay, yeah, just go ahead then. Okay, you do have a white side point to spend, and I assume you do. So you keep talking to Silas Valori, and he says, there is something to uncover. The planet of Belladoon. Something hidden. The Force wills you there.
Well, I will use the Force to guide me in what is hiding there. I will uncover it for you. I know it's difficult, but where are you? Will you be there?
You can see the apparitions fading out and in and out and in. He just says, Project Sepulcher. And his vision fades away, and suddenly you wake up in your bed covered in sweat, no longer in the mountain, but instead in your wherever you've been staying.
Satir kind of sits up, repeating the word over and over, and he looks into the room that he's staying. It's a carved out piece of rock within the cave systems that Clan Ordo resides in, and kind of reaches over and hits a light generator and kind of brings a dim glow into the room, and he sits up and recalls the vision that he had. And there's no time to waste. Clearly this was something important. If his master, who hadn't contacted him in years, is reaching out via the Force, and he puts his robes on and immediately heads for the clan elders to tell them that he must take his leave.
And then we switch back over to present day. Sitting outside a cantina. So, Makko and Vorn, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you're doing outside this cantina, waiting for your ride to one of the deeper settlements, Makko. And probably for you, it's simply that's the best place to hide. You don't want to be in a starport, right?
Yeah, Makko is sitting at, the bar there, and he's looking around the bar automatically, immediately, just comparing it to his cantina back on Coruscant. He's just kind of eyeballing it, raising an eyebrow and shaking his head as he looks at a bug walking across the floor. He hears the birds in the background, the animals chirping. He just sighs. Well, it's not really quite the place I would prefer to be right now, but bartender, I'll have another one of these. And he points to a glass that's sitting in front of him, that he's already kind of had to wipe down a couple of times because it came somewhat smudged and dirty. And he spins around on the
Vorn,
stool.
by the way, as soon as he does that, Vorn nods to the bartender to bring him another one as well.
Yeah, Makko spins around on the stool he's sitting in and rests his elbows up on the bar. And that's when he first notices Vorn. He sees Vorn, who looks rather intimidating, and Makko immediately kind of lets out a low whistle as he slowly spins back around, facing back in towards the bar, so he doesn't have to make eye contact with Vorn.
Sorry, I made my interjection thinking that we were together, but yeah. So actually, Vorn will still do that. It doesn't take much for an excuse for him to have another drink. You notice, Makko, that he's been this big guy. You realise that you haven't paid much attention to him, but you realise that you were aware that someone in that corner was drinking a little heavily. The drinks have been going a little bit faster than they should, and although the person doesn't appear to be drunk, the bartender has just bring the drink over and say, you sure you haven't had enough? And a voice just answers, no, I'll tell you when I've had enough.
Yeah, the bartender
kind of shrugs.
Good. That's 10 credits. And he like pours into your glass, and he looks at Makko and does the same. 10 credits, Twi'lek. He's a strange creature that none of you are specifically familiar with. Looks reptilian almost.
Vorn kind of reaches into a worn pouch and counts out 10 credits. It looks like there's not a lot in there.
You waiting for the transport inland?
Yeah. When's it come?
Should be about a half an hour.
Pretty reliable?
Not at all.
Nah, great. What's the route like? Pretty safe, or should we be worried?
Well, if you don't get out of your transport, it should be fine. This used to be an Imperial planet, Lots of garrisons and installations. Oh, that's shut down now. Powered off. Now you just have to worry about the animals.
I'd rather have the animals to worry about, to be honest. And Vorn looks across at Makko and says, before he says anything, actually, he seems to be evaluating him. He looks at him in a kind of appraising way, just a little bit longer than is comfortable, and says, what about you, stranger? What's your story?
Makko was actually reaching into a pouch that he had on the inside of his coat in a pocket to pull out credits. And as soon as Vorn takes notice of him and starts talking to him, Makko kind of curls his shoulder over in between him and Vorn and turns to hide his pouch as he's opening it up, and pulls out the 10 credits for the bartender, and he's hiding it in his hands, keeping it safe and secret before putting it back into his pocket. And he slips the 10 credits onto the bar for the bartender, and looks again back over at Vorn, looks at the bartender, and then looks at Vorn again. It's like, me? Are you talking to me?
And Vorn just kind of looks around the pretty much empty bar and says, yeah, who else would I be talking to?
Could be that one over there. He points to Satir. What do you want? You haven't drank anything since you've been here.
Oh, yes, I'll have what he's having, and he kind of just points to, Vorenthos. Yes, please, that.
Yeah, he gets a glass, and not unlike Makko's glass at the beginning. It's this dirty, smudged, clear glass, and he pours a green liquid into it. It's almost, has a viscous quality to it, very thick, and it smells herbal almost. And he sits it in front of you. 10 credits. Everything in this place seems green or brown.
Oh, well, thank you, kind sir. And he hands him 10 credits and takes a small sniff before taking a drink and raises his glass in a salute to the Vorenthos across the way from him.
And Vorenthos, Vorn raises his glass back and nods and says, good point. It appears there are 3 of us. You taking the transport too?
Yeah, I'm going to be heading further inland. What about you?
Yeah, looking for work. If either of you two are interested in a trek into the jungle, I'm your man.
As Vorn is saying that, you notice Makko is moving off of the stool he was sitting on, and is like slowly making his way further down the bar here. While you two are talking, he's taking it as his opportunity to move away from the conversation. He turns to the bartender. Yeah, you have anything more along the lines of a, 5-year Coruscant Red?
No. You probably can't afford anything other than that. That's Planty Ale. Good stuff. Made out of the leaves of our jungle fauna.
And Makko, yes, excellent stuff. Thank you. Anyways, and he looks over his shoulder again at the other two who were talking and kind of turns his back to them again and starts just looking down the pathway there, waiting for this transport to show up.
As he does that, I get up and kind of go and walk and sit over or stand next to Vorn. So he goes, mind if I sit down?
Please do. Be my guest.
And he sits down and I'm Satir. And you are?
Vorn.
Vorn. Oh, it's nice to meet you. I don't recall ever seeing your species before.
You think for a second he kind of winces as you say that, and then and then immediately covers it up and shrugs and says, we're not common. A number of times people thought I was some kind of weird Wookiee as well. And you can see that although his face isn't particularly hairy, you see that his arms are long and quite hairy as he kind of reaches out over the table to shake your hand.
Well, it's nice to meet you. So, do you have a lot of experience in this area? Do you have a lot of time here in jungle?
In jungles, yeah. In this jungle, some. It's got its own dangers. The main thing that you've got to realise, any new world, you learn it, you respect it. Every place has its rules. The sooner you learn that, the better it goes.
It's wise words to live by. Always know the dangers of your surroundings. I suppose that'll help you live longer.
Yeah, it goes for cities as well as it does for the wilds. I'm just more used to the wilds. Cities have dangers that I don't always see coming. But the other way goes, right? People are used to cities, and he kind of inclines his head towards Makko. People that are used to cities don't often find the wilds easy. That's why they hire people like me. We can smooth things over.
I suppose a concrete jungle would be very foreign to you, whereas though I've spent some time in the wilderness and nature, a jungle is something I've rarely, if ever, been to, now that I think about it.
Teeming with life. It's just that half of it wants to kill you. It's got its own beauty.
As you're talking, you overhear a guy kind of calling down the way there. Transport to Green Valley. Transport to Green Valley. Leaving in 5 minutes. Transport to Green Valley. Only one for another week, so get off your butts and let's get going if you're ready to go.
Makko immediately stands up. He puts his finger up in the air. I'm going. I'm coming. Don't leave without me, please. And he looks back at the other two. He looks at the bartender and nods his head to him. Thank you. And he starts making his way down the pathway there towards the transport.
The bartender says, "You didn't finish your drink."
Vorn goes over to the bar, necks it, and then says, "Well, at least someone did, right?" And he notices, and he's finished his own at the table before.
Yeah, the bartender says, "Hey, I was going to do that." Ha ha ha! He kind of smacks you on the shoulder.
Vorn half smiles and then turns to Satir and says, "So are you heading for this transport too?"
I guess so. It's the only one to Green Valley for the next week, I hear.
Seems like it. Well, seems like we'll have plenty of time to talk on the journey. That and our skittish friend over there. He nods towards Makko. He then picks up a pack, and you notice he's got sort of a backpack and a belt pouch that's and a pouch rather that's covered in pouch. Yeah, a belt that's covered in pouches. We'll get there in the end.
Pouch that's covered in pouches.
A pouch that's
Pouch covered in belts.
Yeah, it's a rare sight. He stops before he goes. He goes through the backpack, and he seems to be methodically checking the contents. And you see things like, macro binoculars in there and stuff, and a glow rod and rations. It seems to be kind of a ritual for him, and he goes through it very quickly but methodically, and then says, "Right, good to go. After you, sir." And he half smiles towards Satir. You notice this seems to be his thing. He half smiles quite a lot. Never quite touches his eyes.
He looks at Voronthos and Vorn, and so as for he checks over his pouches. So I guess it's better to need something and not, or have it and not need it, than need it and not have it. Is that how the saying goes?
Pretty much. If I leave something here, I can't come back for it easily. I don't have that much stuff that I can afford to lose anything. But it's just kind of a thing I do now, right? Every time I leave a campsite, every time I leave a billet, well, check my kit.
Yes, I do not nearly have the amount of gear that you live. I suppose you could say I live a very utilitarian lifestyle. Just the robes on my back and not much else.
Something to be said for that. A lot of people have way too much stuff. And then they let it tie them down. You've got more stuff than you can carry, you can't move around.
When you say that, that's when likely look over and see Mako stepping onto a transport ship, and in his hand he's got like a rugged, like dirty old cloth sack, almost like a pillowcase that just has barely anything in it that he's carrying next to him. Yeah, like a garbage bag that he has next to him as he's stepping onto the transport.
Satir kind of sees his handkerchief wrapped over a stick that he keeps his can of beans in, and he patches his satchel, which is totally not a purse; it's a European carry-all, and goes, I'm sure what I put in there is still there, and kind of laughs half-heartedly and heads his way to the transport.
Yeah, on the there's a little pad there, and this is the only vehicle on that pad, and it's this fairly rugged, looks somewhat disheveled, and not in ill repair necessarily, but definitely been through the ringer once or twice. Looks like a heavy transport speeder, if you will. The door in the back is open with a ramp allowing you to walk up into the rear of the transport. It appears that it could be used for both cargo and passengers. You get the sense the inside that it's technically probably supposed to be for cargo, but has been refitted to support both. There's a row of seats on each side of 6, kind of bolted into the wall. They look like they can be removed at any time. Very, very temporary, if you will, if they need to pack in cargo into this thing. Standing next to you as you enter is a human male with an eye patch. It says, "Calgarin, I'm your driver. Get in. 6 hours to Green Valley from here. If we don't hit any storms or anything."
Have I ever made this journey before? He says, I've been to this planet.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. You could have.
Okay. And I'll sort of, I'll just kind of, as a player, I don't know the details, but as a character, I'll just kind of like have a couple of questions for the driver about bits of the route, bits of the journey that can be tricky, and just kind of check in with him on that. It just makes it clear that Vorn is quite detail oriented with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, Calga goes through the route, and I can display it on the view screen in the back if you want. And he
Thank you.
Goes over to the monitor and hits a button, and nothing happens. And he takes his hand and pounds it on there, and then it flickers on, and it's kind of like looks like this very Star Wars fashion, where it looks kind of old but tech as well. You see this the valley floor and routes through it and whatnot, and then you see like these gray parts next to the routes in various areas, and he says, "As you know, and maybe you don't, but these are abandoned Imperial outposts along the way. It's the best way through. Most of the foliage has been removed, obviously, for when the imps were here to get by. Anyway, shouldn't have any issues. Just got this baby tuned up, so we should be all good to go. So if you want to step on inside and take a seat, strap in, we'll be on our way."
And I'll do that. Yeah.
And while Satir and Vornathos are stepping in, wasting no time, Mako is already in a seat, and he is tightly pulling down straps and buckling them and securing them, and he keeps double checking them. As soon as they step on, he's already kind of like glancing and side-eyeing as they walk aboard, and he double checks all the straps again and the snaps and anything else that he needs to use to make sure that he is secure and in place. And he takes his little sack of junk and puts it behind his legs on the floor, so that it's safely in his possession. And he holds on to the straps that are next to his arm and just starts kind of looking around.
And as he's doing that, Vorn unbuckles himself and comes and kind of looms over him. And then just with a sure hand, just very swiftly buckles it up for him securely. And then just nods to him and goes back and secures his own.
Whoa. Thank you. Was I doing it wrong? I don't know. I've never been on one of these before. This is my first time actually on one of these.
I just thought it might settle your nerves a little.
Did I look nervous? I didn't think I looked nervous. I guess I must have looked nervous. You came up and you felt like you had to help me. But in any case, thank you. I appreciate the help.
Not at all. Could I offer you a little advice, stranger?
Advice? Of course you can offer me advice. I'll gladly take some advice. What is that?
Well, you see, I'm a hunter. I study creatures. Sometimes I kill them, but mostly I enjoy the tracking. I enjoy the challenge of it. And I've learnt to understand creatures, and you know what? We're creatures too, right? All of us. And there's one thing I'll tell you that I've noticed over all these years, and that's this. The surest way to attack predators is to look like prey. Do you get what I'm saying?
I have no clue what you're saying, sir. But you kill creatures.
You look nervous. You look out of place. I'm not looking to take advantage, and I don't think Satir is either, but there will be people on this world that are. Just relax a little, try and look a little bit more like you belong, and you'll probably have less trouble. Just a piece of advice. Take it or leave it. And he gives him that half smile again and nods.
Kalga speaks up overhearing this as he's doing something in the back, tuning something. He says, yeah, and the laboratory is back there if you need to, anything needs to come out of your body. I don't really feel like cleaning up vomit or worse. Bride can get a little bumpy.
When he says that, Makko covers his mouth and kind of holds in a burp. Oh, and Makko is very nervous and afraid, just considering what he's already been through just to get to this point. And now a strange person he doesn't even know saying he's a hunter and that men are just like prey as well, and that he's killed before. Makko is very Makko is just sitting there, and he reaches as quietly as quickly as he can, just to feel for his holdout pistol, make sure he's got it on the inside pocket of his under his coat, and once he feels it, he lets out a little bit of a breath and pulls his bag just a little closer to him, double checks the straps again, and looks around the cabin.
Vorn is making sure he's not sitting opposite Makko, just in case he throws up. He's going to sit a little nearer the front, quite near to the map. And he nods to Satir as he presumably gets in.
Yeah, Satir kind of settles down. He definitely sees Makko is on edge. He's not quite sure why, but it's not something he's going to press at this time and make him even more nervous. But he settles in and just kind of closes his eyes and centers himself, and recalls the vision he had, and knows that the Force will guide him in the direction he needs to go.
Yeah. As you're all in, Kalga goes to the rear of the transport and hits a button and the door shuts. And he starts walking towards the front. He says, just relax a little bit. We'll be there in no time. If you need me, just holler. I'll be in the front piloting the ship. I can't do autopilot through these areas. Crash for sure. So if I get tired and fall asleep, he looks at Makko. I guess we might be in the dirt. Just kidding, just kidding. And he heads back up without another word and roughly gets in the seat and straps in, starts hitting buttons and such. And the transport races off the ground. Its landing gear injects into the bottom side of the transport, and it slowly at first starts moving away from Rusk Junction. Anything you guys are going to talk about or do on the trip at this point, at least?
Does Makko ever calm down?
Makko has his eyes planted strictly at his feet on the ground, while he is obviously tightly gripping the straps around his shoulders. His knuckles are as white as they can be for someone with blue skin. And he is staring at the ground and rigidly feeling every bump and every jolt of the transport. And you can see him kind of flinch and tighten and startle every time there's any kind of sudden move that goes against the otherwise somewhat smooth ride of the elevated cargo. So he's not really calming down, but he is kind of just staring down at the ground and keeping to himself the whole time that he's sitting there.
And after about 10 or 15 minutes of this, Vorn will again look over at Makko and said, again, a piece of advice, take it or leave it, but I'd say just something to think about. I've been on this journey before. I'm familiar with what it's normally like, so maybe keep an eye on me. If I'm calm, probably nothing to worry about. If I start to look worried, then you can worry. How's that sound, stranger?
If you start to look worried, well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I get that. I understand that. You said you've been here before. You've done this. You have experience. I don't have experience here, so I should let you take the lead with that experience, and I'll keep an eye on you. And that makes sense. If you get worried, I'll get worried. Until then, I guess I should. And he looks over at Satir when he's saying this. I guess, and then he looks back over at you again, Vorn. I guess I shouldn't get worried then.
No, that's it. It's going to take years off your life. And this time he gives a genuine grin.
Calga looks back from the cockpit and says, I'm gonna deafen the cockpit because this is just too much talk. This guy is driving me nuts. He goes, hit the comms if you need me. And there's like this static buzz that happens. Like as
Satir kind of leans forward. He goes, they say when you lose one sense, the others become more attuned, more sharp. I guess when he lost one of those eyes, his ears are a little more sensitive.
Vorn quirks an eyebrow at that one, and again half smile.
And Makko just kind of grins. Do you think he's okay to guide us in one of these with only one eye? Is that safe? Can that possibly be safe? I mean, what about depth perception? Don't you have to have depth perception to get through these jungles? How does that work if he only has one eye? And Mako's just kind of gripping the the straps around his shoulders just a little tighter.
And Vorn is not having much luck calming Makko down, so he looks across at Satir and shrugs and says, "Maybe you can try."
Satir kind of gives just a shoulder shrug and he goes, "So you're a hunter, right?"
Me? Well, not so much these days. More of a guide. If anyone wants to journey into the jungle, get their way through safe. Sure, it could be a hunting trip, but it could just as well be, well, exploratory. Like you said, there's all these abandoned Imperial facilities out in the wilds. People with any sense know that if they're not used to the jungles, they need someone who is to see them through. That's how I make what money I make. Not the best living, but suits me.
Can you each of you? So I'm gonna practice the sending of rolls stuff. Let's see. Let me see how to do this. Let's see if I can figure it out. How do I do it? You guys can keep role playing for a second. I'll have to figure this out.
So you're more of a guide then.
These days, I and he just gets far away. Look for a second and goes, Time was I was a hell of a hunter and hell of a hunting guide, but kind of and again his gaze goes a little bit far away from a second and goes, kind of lost the taste for it, but never lost the taste for the wilds. You know, there's freedom out there. And this time his gaze goes again a little bit far away, but in a more sort of pleasant way. He looks like he gets a little bit of hint of a genuine smile. There's lots of people who need to go out in the wilds and don't know how to act. It's a living. What about you? What do you do?
I am here, like many people, searching for fortune and glory, I guess you could say. Kind of pauses while he thinks. It's been a different galaxy since the Empire was defeated, and I guess people aren't as afraid to move about anymore and explore the galaxy, and I feel like there's something to be found on this planet. Have a lot of people come through here, combing through these abandoned Imperial outposts, or what do you hear?
What do I hit at? Because I'm not here all the time, right?
I'm sorry, I was looking at something. What do you mean?
Am I aware of a lot of people coming in here looking at these abandoned outposts? I know there's quite a few of them out here, so presumably some people are out to raid them or look into
scavengers
secrets.
and stuff. Yeah, you can give me a just a average. Let me figure this out. Let me do this. You can get a. How did I do that? Sorry. Where was it? There it is. Request a roll. From you, I would like you to roll. Let's do Underworld. Oh, no, that's just Streetwise. Streetwise, difficulty purple 2. It's been a while since you've been here, so 1 setback. So there's your request. And did something pop up for you?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me try this. Hey.
Yeah, so I would say how to throw would a threat be on that? I think that you definitely do know about people coming in and out of here, but it's a pretty out of the way place, and what's here has already been stripped as far as you know, or not really known about. Although you have known people to come in here, and particularly deeper than Green Valley, which a lot of the Imperial presence is in bases further on, and this place is what you do know for sure, as there is still an Imperial presence on this world, and that is one reason why there are not so many people trying to come in here and scavenge.
Okay.
There are parts of the world that are definitely a war zone still.
Okay, I'll share all of that quite freely with both of the others. Because Vorn's still hoping to find an opportunity to get a job, either through one of these two, or through someone they know. So it's always good to look well informed. So he's going to share all that very freely.
When you share that, Makko, he's relaxing his hands on the straps around his shoulders. He's still holding them, but he relaxes his grip just a little bit. How big is this Green Valley area that we're headed to? I mean, is it a decent sized population? Is it a city? Something bigger even? I just want to know what the prospects there look like as far as, work, trading, those kinds of things.
I'm gonna turn to Tet on that one.
Green Valley is a small outpost. It is not. It has more what you would call business, or prospects than, say, Rusk Station or Junction, but not particularly much. You can continue taking transports to the more populated areas. The reason that there are not more, the reason why you didn't sit down in one of those more populated areas is because the aerospace is completely shut down by Imperial patrols and violence from insurgent groups against the government and that sort of thing. So,
yeah, again, pass all that on. And then say to Makko, so, if it's not going to make you even more nervous to ask about it, what brings you to this world?
Oh, well, I have a niece who was working for one of my uncles related to my sister on another side, and they were doing some business out here at one point, just a little bit further past the Green Valley area, and I was just coming out here to pick up on some of that business as well.
Oh, okay. Big family.
Oh, huge family, yeah. But I've never been here. That's why I don't know much about it. But my first time, actually. Yeah, I was expecting more of an Empire presence. I'm surprised to see there's not as much Empire out here as I thought there would be at first, but I guess that's the way everyone wants it right now, right?
Oh, pretty much. I mean, it was... I was never a big fan of the Empire, but I expect for a gentleman like yourself, they represented law and order. These days, I'm not sure they really do. You're just talking local warlords out for power. They've still got the uniform, still got the equipment, but they haven't got the organisation, let's say. They're just thugs.
Well,
so I wouldn't rely too heavily on the Empire.
As a former hunter, wouldn't you say when a beast is cornered and wounded, it's when it's the most dangerous?
There's a lot of truth to that, yeah. Yeah. I just say that if you're relying on the Empire for security, I really wouldn't. Personally, I think that was always a bad bet, but that's just my opinion.
And Mako's eyes get just a little wider. I wasn't relying on the Empire for security. It's just, that's what I thought about this planet, that they had a presence here. I was just under the assumption, so that's why I was asking. Sure.
Wasn't looking to cause offence. I just figured you've got the look of a core welder about you, and well, you're probably looking for a bit more law and order than you'll find here.
Yeah, I requested perception rolls from everyone.
All right.
Vorn fails. Makko, something catches your eye on that view screen of the map. You're not sure what it's supposed to be. You see these red bleeps from these two. It's not. The map itself is almost like ASCII art, right? It's not clear what it is,
right.
But it looks like there's something. These gray boxes kind of on the side of what appears to be your path that you're taking, and two of them are flashing red.
Yeah, so
seems to see it.
while Vorn and Satir were talking to each other about cornered animals and being more dangerous and what that all means, Makko, of course, his eyes always dashing around nervously. He just happens to glance up at that screen and notice the boxes flashing red. And while Satir and Vorn are talking, he turns back to Vorn. Is that a concern? And he points up to the red flashing boxes on the screen. Is that something we should be worried about? Do you think the driver sees it? I mean, he does have a patch on.
And just as you're saying, does the driver see it? Vaughn's already on the comm link, and you kind of opened the link to the driver and said, "Here, you seen this?"
And as you say that, there's this blaster sound, and the transport rocks violently to the side, and you careen to the left, hit something hard, and your heads jerk forward, and the straps, as bad as they are, break or unbuckle, unclasp,
right.
or your seat come unfixed from the wall at this humongous crash of the transport. So Makko, because you were prepared-ish for it, you don't need to make this roll, but the other two, I need an athletics roll from Walter Peck and you and Vorn. There we go. Fail. One failure. One success. Vorn, you take one wound. I will add it to your sheet. You are the biggest one, clearly, and the weight of you and strapped into the chair. The strap is connected to the chair, not the wall. The chair is connected to the wall, and it rips free from the wall. You go flying, connected to the chair by the strap, and just hit your head on the ground as this this transport is now on its side, almost upside down.
Right. So, Vaughan hits with a thud, and there is a what appears to be swearing in a language you don't speak, and then he kind of cranks his neck and looks around, wipes away a little bit of blood from the back of his head. There's only a tiny trickle, and he looks across the other two and says, you two okay?
Satir kind of was rocked violently, but was able to maintain a sense of balance without injuring himself and kind of moves over to Vorn. I'm okay. You look a little banged up. Be all right. Sounds like blaster fire.
It didn't it? Oh, no, I'm all right. And he presses the comlink again and says, "Nalga, what the hell's going on?"
There's no response.
Oh, hell.
When you look over at Makko, he is kind of hanging from the seat sideways, still strapped in tightly, unable to buckle, unsnap himself because of his weight pulling down on the straps now, making them even tighter. So he's just kind of dangling there, strapped in. That's why he didn't get injured, with his legs just kind of hanging down. A little help!
Of course. And Vorn will go over and try and lift Mako's weight off the straps so he can undo them.
When you do, I unstrap myself and immediately kind of tumble into your arms.
Vorn catches him and immediately puts him down and says, "We probably shouldn't stay here." Is there just the one way out? Just the back hatch?
You could walk up to the cockpit, but that's the only way out. Yeah, is through the back hatch.
Okay, yeah. I figure if Calga's not responding, he's either gone or dead. Probably dead, and maybe unconscious, but probably dead. And that probably makes the cockpit risky. So I'm going to try and carefully open the back hatch, and I'll say to the others, "Don't present a target as I open this. Don't stand in the doorway. Just flatten yourselves against the wall further back."
Yeah,
Makko immediately makes his way all the way to the back and hides behind whatever material or scrap he can find back there.
As he's hiding and Vorn's opening the door, Satir will actually go towards the cockpit to see if there's a chance of opening the door to see if Calga's all right.
Yeah, you open the door. It's unlocked. You do see Calga's body limp in now on kind of the side of the transport. You can't tell. You do see blood on his brow. He was not wearing his straps to keep himself strapped in, so he got flung against the cockpit window or wall pretty hard at the very least. If you do, if you do check for a pulse, if you will, you do find that he is alive. He is unconscious, though.
Yeah, Satir, after checking to see if he's alive and seeing that he is, kind of like pulls him out of the cockpit and back into the cargo area, and he goes, "He's injured, he's unconscious, but he's alive."
Oh, better than I thought. Good work. Right, let's see what we got out here. And kind of flattening himself against the wall, Vorn opens the back hatch. It's still working.
While he's doing that, Makko reaches into his coat, and he kind of nervously is looking around and pulls out his holdout pistol, a blaster.
Yeah, the door does open. It doesn't open all the way because it kind of gets stuck against something outside. You do peek outside, and you do see that you have flown between two large Imperial, you assume Imperial guard towers with automated turrets sat on top of them, and they're overgrown with jungle fauna and whatnot. And Vorn, you've been through here several times, and these things are not supposed to be active. They're all supposed to be powered down. This has never happened before, obviously. You don't believe... You have searched them, actually, by hand, going there, taking people in to see if there's anything to really salvage, and there is not. You actually do remember and recall some people stealing some tech out of the computer systems and whatnot. The cannons themselves are way too big to take anything like that, but people were taking power cells and stuff. So you would think, although you're not a technician by any stretch of the imagination, you would think that these things should not be operational, even from that point of view as well.
Okay, so Vorn is kind of unlimbers his rifle from his back, and as he's looking out, and he says, "Well, I don't think we were intentionally attacked. There are 2 automated old Imperial turrets. They've always been inert, powered down. I've even led groups through here to examine this base. Either someone's reactivated them, or we've got the worst luck in it. I don't know. We should assume they're active and might target us, though. So stay undercover. Can I see what's jamming the door?"
Yeah, it's like a bunch of trees.
Okay.
When you got shot, it just kind of flung you on that side, and as it tried to open, it's just like pushed into the refuge outside. You can still get out. There's probably a gap of a 3-foot gap you can squeeze through easy enough.
Okay. So
does Kalga have a blaster on him?
Yeah, he's got a little holdout.
Yeah, Satir will just kind of take it and maybe tuck it away in a pocket of some kind for now, just in case he thinks he has to use it. But he's gonna drag Kalga to the entrance, and he goes, "Well, Vorn, you seem to be the expert in the jungle. What's the move?"
Well, first thing is to get the hell out of here, right? Let's see if there's any supplies we can scavenge, because we're going to be on foot. Makko, can you just stay with Kalga? And Satir, could you have a quick look round for supplies? Anything we can use?
Yeah, absolutely. He'll kind of search through everything, looking for anything that would be in use out in this jungle. Food, stim packs, you name it.
In the cockpit, you find a total of 3 field rations, probably for him, and in a small pack of his. You find a data pad. You find a little some mechanics tools. And that's and you know, there's a credit stick in there. You're not sure how much is in there, but yeah.
He'll kind of grab it all and throw it into his satchel, and he comes back. "Well, I found some food and a data pad and not much else, but enough to at least get us out of here. Do I go ahead and ask the obvious? Who would try and reactivate these turrets? Is there something in there that they're hiding?"
That's a very good question. Personally, I'm curious. And,
I mean, should we get out of here and see what's going on in there, so the next transport coming down this way doesn't suffer the same fate?
That seems like a very sensible idea to me. Makko, you with us on this?
Yeah, when you turn to Makko, you see him. He's trying to put some pressure on Kalga's wound, and he looks over at you. I'm sorry. Good with what? I was distracted. And he looked back down at Kalga.
Have a little bit of a look around here and see what's going on. Someone's reactivated these turrets. They could be a danger to more transports. We want to see what's happening.
Yeah, of course, yeah. We're gonna have to move, right? I mean, we're on our side here. We can't go by transport anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And after that, I presume we haven't gone that we must be way less than halfway.
Half an hour by transport.
Okay, so then Vorn said, well, after that, then we can, I can get you back to the outpost we came from, or onto your destination. We'll work something out, but let's see what's going on here first. I presume there wouldn't be much point calling for help, even if we did know what was going on here.
Oh, you could try.
Yeah, I think I'd rather find out what was happening first. So Vorn will go over to Satir and just say as he goes past Makko, he'll say, "Yeah, just keep pressure on there. Keep talking to him." He'll go and say quietly to Satir, "Look, we could put in a call for help, but I don't know who'll come, and I don't know what's going on here yet. So it could make things worse for us. I vote we have a look around, like you said, and then we make a call on trying to call for help. But I'm pretty confident I can get us back where we came from. It's just half an hour's drive."
Satir is actually, while they're kind of discussing what to do, he's gonna close his eyes for a moment and try and look into the future to see if he can get any tidbits of what's going on inside this outpost that's semi-reactivated.
Yeah, you can, you can kind of see what's to come. Go ahead and roll your force die. You can use one, but in order to do so, you need to flip a light side point and take conflict.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. So yeah, you try to look through, into the future, and it's just you're not sure what it is, but you're unable to breach the your sight. You do feel a very strong presence of the dark side all around you, almost beckoning you to use it to give you this information, but you do not do it. The dark side is definitely strong in this place.
He kind of shakes his head, kind of clearing away, the fog that he can't pierce through, and kind of feels that maybe chill, that sense of foreboding that the dark side is present. But he looks to the two, acts casually, and waits to see what Vorn suggests.
Vorn was actually trying to talk to Satir, so he kind of sees him go a little bit vacant for a second as he sees it, and he sort of says, "Are you all right there, Satir?"
"Oh, I just must have banged my head a little bit more than I realized during the crash. No, I'm fine now. You were saying?"
"I was saying, I don't want to worry Makko, but I think we should not try to call for help yet until we know what's happening. And because a place like this, well, you don't know what's going to arrive under the guise of help, right?"
I agree. Clearly, this is not something planned, and if those guns are active, who knows what other blaster cannons are, and our rescue party might be the ones in need of rescue if we're not careful.
"Yeah, besides, depending on what's here and how the people rescuing us feel about it, well, they might not be such great rescuers. Well, okay, let's go and have a look." And he'll squeeze out the gap and just make sure there's no line of fire from those turrets to the back door, and then he'll help the others out.
So you're going outside. What are you gonna do with
Well,
Kalga.
Mako is still kneeling on the side wall of the transport now that it's the floor with Kalga, and he's still applying, pressure, pushing down on Kalga's wound as he looks at the other two while they're, kind of talking, whispering to each other. Vorn starts making his way through the partially open back hatch area. Mako is just kind of nervously looking back and forth and occasionally looking down at Kalga and then looking back up again. But he hasn't moved from Kalga's side at all.
Well, we need to get him somewhere to safety. If he's not going to come too, we'll find a space to set him down before going into that outpost.
I would say actually that if he's unconscious in here is probably safer than most if we can get the door shut.
So?
No predators in here.
Oh, yeah, very true. Then let's do that. The data pad here, and he kind of pulls it out, the one he got from the cockpit. We can write a simple message of what happened and where we went, and that we'll be back.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, and Mako looks down at him. Well, we're gonna sit you up against the wall here, and we'll be back. I hope you can hear me. Well, maybe I should stay with him, guys. I don't know. Should I stay with him? Should I stay in here, or would it be safer to go with you? Or and he looks back down at Kalga as he starts positioning him.
I think it'd be better to come with us. If they shot this, if they know it was shot, then they're definitely going to come and investigate sooner than later.
You think someone's coming here?
Someone.
He looks around.
They went to enough trouble to reactivate these turrets. I think they're going to follow up on their work. They don't want, clearly, my guess is they don't want people investigating this outpost, and they're going to great lengths to ensure that.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Hey, Kalga, driver. I hope you can hear me. We're gonna leave for a little bit, but we'll send help. And he kind of just sits him up in the corner, Weekend at Bernie style, and starts making his way towards the back hatch with the other two.
Yeah, as he's propping him up, Satir will write a quick message in the data pad, and I don't know Star Wars data pads, but leaves it like a blink on there so it'll catch his attention if/when he comes to.
So you congregate by the exit after writing the message to Kalga, who is still unconscious but still breathing. None of you are medical professionals, so you don't really know what the status is other than that. What are you going to do? You going outside?
I'm already out.
You can see this massive cannon above. It doesn't appear to be oscillating or anything. It's just kind of sitting there.
Does it look like more obviously anti-vehicle, not really designed to track?
It would be very hard. Yeah, you think that it would be pretty hard to shoot a person. It would have to be. It probably wouldn't be automated for that. It's very big.
I'm going to look for an obvious place, and then maybe suggest it to Vorn to kind of exfil and a place to hide and assess, and then move towards the outpost.
Yep, sounds good. One will follow that suggestion.
Yeah. You hop out of the transport in single file and rush kind of towards the cannon, directly beneath it where it can't, even if it wanted to, could not, doesn't have an angle to shoot you. So basically like right about here, right? So you get into that corner spot and hunker down under these massive tangle of vines and bushes and that sort of thing, just sitting right in that area outside the transport. you still don't see or hear anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Seeing as we should be relatively safe here, I'm gonna see if I can get a good line of sight into the outpost. And if I can't from here, I want to work out where I can go without exposing myself to fire from these turrets. And if I have to, sure, because they're, as you said, they're going to find it difficult to target individuals. I won't be too worried, but I'd rather not expose myself to them even so. But yeah, looking to map out a route.
Yep, I've seen your roll request. I'm going to give you 3 strain there. As it's all kind of... You almost feel this sense of responsibility for the other two and Kalga, as you are clearly the expert out here in the field. You do look around.
Also, there's a bit of strain from being a bit dehydrated, let's say.
Okay. You need some water. Some agua. So you are looking around, and you've never actually been to the base that this is associated with. You do know it's maybe a kilometer away, and you're looking around trying to assess your situation, and you see kind of some unnatural parting of the foliage. It's what you would consider tracks, and human tracks. Somebody has taken something akin to a machete and shot down a path past these turrets toward the base. Yeah, that's what you're seeing, something like that. They've just actually chopped their way through and in.
Okay. So yeah, I'll quietly go back to the others and point this out, and say, yeah, definitely people been this way. Someone's chopped a path through. Just we'll take it carefully, take it quietly, see what we can see. And then he'll turn and start trying to sneak. So,
what's the other two? What are your kind of thoughts as you start going through the jungle?
Makko is immediately right behind Vorn, almost has his hand reaching out, holding onto the back of his shirt. As he has his holdout blaster up in the air in front of him, and he's kind of has his hand out right behind Vorn as he follows right in his footsteps, keeping an eye on him, because he obviously, like he said, has been here before. He knows the area and he's experienced, so that's all Makko needs to know, and he is right behind him.
Satir, for those that don't know his species, are used to cold environments, so he's already probably sweating a little bit more than the other two. And as they get ready to move, he kind of has a blaster that he took from Kalga ready to go, and he kind of quietly follows the group to see who or what is in this outpost and what they're doing that they want kept secret, that they've activated these turrets.
So Vorn will gently kind of unhook Makko's hand and say, I just need to go a little bit ahead for a second. I won't go far. And he attempts to just go ahead quite stealthily.
Oh no! Somebody rolled a despair. Oh boy. Okay, go ahead.
That's Makko.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. I hate to say it, but that makes total sense. Okay. As you're walking, Vorn, you do go ahead a little bit, and you do
I'm
have.
going to remove two strain,
Yep.
actually. If you
Okay.
don't
Yeah,
mind.
that's what I was gonna. Everybody else, I'm going to give you strain for your threats. I'll do that. Don't worry about it. One for you, and one for you. Well, two for you should be. Two for Satir. Okay, that's for your threats. Okay, you're going through. The jungle, getting closer to this installation. You kind of see it off in the distance, and it's pretty big, right? It's as shown here. As you're getting closer and closer, it looks completely abandoned. It's overgrown, just like the guns out there. The only thing that you see of interest is this door here in the front is actually open. Now, you don't know if that is something that, is common. You're not sure if that was like that. Like I say, Vorn, you've never quite been in here, so you're not 100% sure. And Makko, you're walking, and you trip and make a kind of like a cry as you hit the ground. And as you kind of get up to your knees slightly, something occurs. What is it that will occur? Okay. So, give me 1 second to look something up. Make sure. So. Okay, so let's see, that is the case. What does this... Okay. Bear with me. Decrease. All right, so difficulty 3. Makko, you stand up, and then all of a sudden, a tree trunk behind you explodes as this blaster bolt misses your head by 6 inches and just hollows out this trunk of this tree behind you. You are not sure exactly where the blaster bolt came from, but very far away, somewhere high, probably up in the base. Everybody sees it as it just blows up behind Makko. If it was 6 inches the other way, your head would be a canoe.
Mako's hears the tree behind him kind of splinter and explode, and spins around just in time to see the big hole being gouged out of it with a blaster shot. He immediately yells and runs.
As he yells, before he can run, he gets rugby tackled by Vorn. He just takes them down into the foliage to get them out of sight. If you don't mind, that is. If you as a player don't mind that.
Yep, Makko is just he's hyperventilating and whoa, someone shot at us.
Yep, you've got my permission to be worried. And
Satir kind of points. Yeah, he points up where the blaster came from. Vorn, did you see where it came? And he kind of gestures in the general direction.
I would say with the 2 threat you do, it's like up in one of these towers up here.
Nice. Okay. Vorn is going to roll away and trying to see if he can get a shot.
The problem is that it's just too far away for your weapon, you think?
Okay.
He's technically at extreme range.
Oh, right. Damn it. Oh, if only I had my old gun. Vorn will say, we need to keep cover between us and that tower. They're outranging my weapon.
Satir looks around. Is there any sort of cover they can kind of leap and bound?
Oh, there's if you just crawl there, there's cover all the way through. There's no way. It would be extremely hard to see you or hit you if you just like belly crawl to the base or something similar.
Yeah.
He kind of brings his hood up on his robes to cover his white hair and blue skin, and he's like, this way, I think we'll be okay. And he kind of starts just low army crawling, hugging the ground as he tries to get closer into the base.
Yeah, and Satir, you have this kind of sense of like fulfillment. Like what you're doing is the correct thing. The Force is kind of guiding you forward a bit, telling you to move forward, go into the base. This is why you're here, sort of thing.
He kind of feels this power within him, the Force within him, tell him just that, and he kind of feels a sense of satisfaction knowing that, what seemed to be accidental or by chance is now leading him, in fact, in the direction that he needs to go.
Vorn follows. He's more used to leading, but he also realizes when someone's doing a job competently and is okay to follow. So he follows, and he's mainly concentrating on making sure that Makko keeps his head down and doesn't like raise his head or his butt, and doesn't give away their position.
Yeah, and Makko is definitely very nervous right now, somewhat hyperventilating, and as they start making moves towards, even undercover, making their way through the gate, through the doorway there, the entry. Should we be going that way? Shouldn't we just go back to the shuttle and call for help? Wouldn't that be the best thing? What if the driver woke up? I mean, he could need us.
You're gonna have to trust us on this one, all right? I would say you can go back, but that's more dangerous than going on at the moment. So stick with us.
We go back. We open ourselves to being shot by this sniper. We move forward. We get under his field of fire, and we get inside and eliminate his advantage.
Under his field of fire. Oh my God. What have I gotten myself into? And he just kind of puts his head down and starts breathing heavily as he gets behind Vorn and
just
tries
breathe.
to stay hidden.
Just breathe. Stay with us. Do what we do. You're going to get through this. Vorn is also very, very interested in Satir, because Satir is proving himself very competent here. So Vorn is noting all this with interest.
Yeah. You get closer, and then you can kind of see inside, and I'll show you what it looks like. There's nobody there that you see, at least. Let's see. Sorry, let me get you in there. So you kind of look in. You see kind of a standard Imperial base-like, hallway. It has emergency lights on. Some of them are dead, making it a little darker than you would expect. However, it's enough to see for certain.
Okay, so stick close to the walls. But I'm also interested. Satir seems to be doing a really good job. So I'm not gonna take the lead. Vorn won't take the lead. He's kind of hanging back to see what kind of skills Satir reveals.
Satir, now that they're inside, he kind of continues to open his mind to the Force and allows it to guide him to see which way he feels like is the most correct to go down the halls, which way to turn, and stops and strains an ear to listen for footsteps or chatter or anything.
Are you going to try to use Force again?
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with how Force works in FFG, but yeah, let's look ahead a little bit.
Yeah, just so on your sheet, actually, we can do it automatically. So go to the bottom of your talents tab. It's your third thing down. You see at the very bottom it says there's a roll power. So go ahead and do that. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so you can spend it, and I'm going to whisper you something. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. Let me see if this works.
He pauses and he closes his eyes. Vorn and Makko would notice, and what he's doing wouldn't be something somebody would be listening. You're not sure what he's doing, but he opens his eyes and kind of see like a confident answer on what to do.
And Makko has his holdout pistol. He's holding his holdout pistol two-handed in front of him directly with his arms bent close to his body. And he's just kind of spinning and turning, looking in every direction while he follows behind Satir and Vorn.
I'm not sure if my whisper. I have to put in Walter Peck. /W username. Yeah, I'll just shoot it to you on Discord. It's easy.
Yep. He turns to the Makko and Vorn, and he kind of puts his hand up to a stop motion, and then with his hands he points to the blaster he has in his hand, and then points to the intersection in the hallway, and then points to the left and right.
On whichever side it looks like Satir is going, Vorn will cover the other side. Vorn is more than happy to sneak ahead if that's helpful.
Yeah, he'll kind of go the opposite side of the hallway like Vorn does, and kind of check the intersection they get to ensure there's no one there. But once they get to the next intersection, he'll pause and barely move an eye's width past to see if there are in fact anyone there to ambush them or interdict them.
Interdict, what a word. How about this? Vorn, you take 3 strain. I'll set it. Who has so Satir, you take 1. One strain. 2, 3. Sorry, and then Makko, you have 2 advantages. How would you like to spend them? Basically, so let's start with this. Let's take just a couple minutes while
Yep, I'll be right back.
WP
Get
comes
water.
back. Yeah. Makko, fish out of water here.
Mako cracks me up.
He's gonna end up being a badass by the end. That's what I foresee.
That's kind of what I want him to be. Very, very, very fish out of water and kind of useless in the beginning.
Well, he's definitely useless. But he didn't get his head blown off by a sniper rifle, and that sniper rifle is no joke.
He didn't get hurt in the rollover. He didn't get his head blown off by a sniper rifle, and he succeeded in this perception check as well.
Yeah, let's see. Let me see the. I'm curious with the. I think the sniper rifle does 10 damage. Plus, whatever the roll was.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Yes, it does. Crit 3 as well. Yeah, that would have been rough. And it has like a scope that lowers the difficulty. So he only rolled 3 purples. And but you know what saved your butt is your black die from your armor.
Back.
Your defense.
Was that what it was?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or he would have hit, and he would have done 11 damage, which would have knocked you out. Oh no, you have soak 2, so not quite. You would have had two left. But I think it has Pierce. Let me see. Oh boy, it does have a bunch of stuff. Maybe I messed up. Let's see. That doesn't have accurate. Doesn't show in here. Oh, it did though. Just roll just to see. Yeah, accurate. Pierce. Oh yeah, Pierce would have went through your soak.
So who got shot?
Oh no,
But we're testing something.
I was just looking. I was just trying to remember what accurate quality does.
Okay.
Just looking at how lucky I got
Yeah.
on that sniper shot.
Effectively, it would have added a boost. It didn't do it automatically. Huh. Well, you got lucky. Didn't roll a blue die. Could have hit. Okay. We'll have to check and see because I edited this, but why? Anyway, not important now. Yes, you you do have 2 advantages to spend. You have one strain. You could remove your strain, right? That's you could pass a boost die to someone else for their next turn. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I have 2 advantage. Can I give each of them 1 boost die on their next turn?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
That's what I'll do.
Okay.
They'll both get a boost die on their next turn.
Okay. So,
Thank you.
there. So you each kind of peek out on this this crossway here, and you do see what's happening. Why? Oh, that's strange. You do see on either side a basically some men standing in the corners, peering down the hallway, and you are pretty sure if you just walk into the hallway, they would shoot you from the corners of the hall. You're not entirely sure how many of them there are, but there are definitely a few.
So with Makko, he quickly takes a look down the hall with that perception. Those 2 advantages that he gave them is basically him looking down the hall and actually seeing them down there. They might have heard them or, gotten an idea that they were there, but Makko actually visually saw them, and he immediately tucks his head back in from behind the door real quick. And he's like, "Shh, they're right down that way, to the left. They're right down that way," and basically makes them both aware of the men down to the left at the end of the hallway.
Yeah.
Satir kind of nods his head and moves up. Is there any alternate paths to take or a hallway that we can go further down, or is this the only way through?
You can either, so as you look out, you can kind of scoot your tokens forward to see, but there is a entryway here, yeah, or left or right. But you have to cross the hallway regardless. So what you do here will depend on how initiative could go. So everybody, let's just do this. Everybody roll initiative in the combat tracker. Roll cool. Your boost
we
die
roll
will be
initiative?
used for your initiative. So
Oh, it's in the combat tracker, isn't it?
yeah.
Yep, make sure you select cool.
How do I roll it?
Just
click the dice?
Yeah, click the die.
Okay. So cool.
I don't know what happened though. I don't see any.
I see numbers.
Oh,
I see.
I see them. Okay, I don't
0.06.
in my other shit. Let me toggle. I don't. That's weird. And one of them I don't. The GM's view I don't see them. Huh. Okay. Whatever. So they are going to roll vigilance because they might know you're coming. They don't know.
I mean, I'm sure they heard the blaster fire out front from their cannons, right?
Oh yeah, they know something's going on, but they don't know exactly. So anyway, you rolled great and they did not. So you guys are up regardless. So you guys can pick who wants to go. So basically, what you do is if you come over here and I think it's how do you do that? How do you claim it? Remove unclaimed munition slot. when you guys, oh, it's because I haven't started it yet. Okay, there you go. Oh shit, what happened? That's annoying, very annoying. Hold on. Yep, it thinks you guys are neutral. It's so stupid.
Yeah, and all of our
Yeah, you guys all went first, so I can, hold on.
I think we're a 3-6, a 3-3, and a 3.
It doesn't matter as long as you guys all go first. Okay, so I need to remember that. Your tokens are very important, how they're set. If they're set for neutral or friendly or whatever. Let me fix this though.
Oh yeah, I remember that happening last time.
Yeah,
we were all set as enemies.
Yes. Token. Hostile. Just give me like just a minute here. Hostile. Alright.
And Satir should have a boost die, right?
Yeah, they will. Yes, they will. Okay. I'll edit these by hand. So the boost was for their initiative because they did use this on their initiative. But you all do go first, so I'm gonna begin the encounter, and hopefully this doesn't break.
I got on the far left. It says I can claim a slot now.
So whoever's gonna go first can claim that first slot.
Vorn, you got a gun. You go first.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So, can I step forward, take a shot, and then step back? Is that a thing?
We'll just say, can you do that with maneuvers? We'll say yes. We'll go ahead and say yes.
Okay. So I'm going to step out to round about there.
Let me do the range band thing real quick.
Okay.
Is this it? No, that's criticals. Oh, I put it on my other one. Well, let me get in the macros. So under the macros, it's actually quite helpful. There's a range band macro, and you click it. And let me, that is probably not correct, so let me fix the scale on the map.
Macros, range bands.
I would think that the grid size would be probably a little bigger. This might make it a little goofy, but let's see. Did that work?
Execute macro.
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
that looks pretty good.
Yellow is medium.
Hey,
Excellent.
Juan. You can perform a maneuver, take an action, and then perform a second maneuver on your turn. However, there's a hard limit of only 2 maneuvers per turn. The second maneuver comes at a cost. So you can maneuver,
Strain?
take an action, and then another maneuver, but you have to voluntarily suffer 2 strain to take that second maneuver,
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
or spend 2 advantage from a previous dice roll.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm happy to take 2 strain for that rather than be shot at.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, I'm going to take a shot at this guy.
So just hover over him and target with a T.
I've got him targeted. Yeah.
And then on your sheet, just click it's the picture in front of the weapon, right?
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Oh yes.
Oh boy. Triumph.
Four successes.
Let's figure this out first. So, Imperial Jungle Trooper. You hit him. You did 11 damage. He has 3 soak. So that's 8 damage, and that kills him outright. So, how does it look as you shoot this guy?
So you see that Vorn, before he steps through the door, he kind of takes a steadying breath, and he brings the rifle up to his shoulder, settles it, so that as he steps round, it's already coming up, and he just takes a split second as the trooper reaches for his weapon. He's taken that split second to breathe one's aim, and he just puts one straight through the guy's face.
Yep. What would you like to do with your advantages and triumph?
I'm going to upgrade an allied character's next check.
With the triumph?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with your advantages?
And then with the advantages, you could
get back your strain that you.
I'll do an immediate free maneuver. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
So yeah. So I'll do that, and then stepping back into cover.
Yeah. Okay. Who would like to claim that second slot?
How many people were to the left?
That was the only one on the left. There's 2 on the right. You can't see. You see that the door's closed in front of you, so you don't know what's there. But
gotcha. What's the move? How much movement can you do on a?
Basically short. So if you do the rangefinder thing, you could move. Basically, you can move. I mean, pretty much. Over here. You can move there, or it would just be. I don't know. I would say you can move halfway down the hallway or all the way across the hallway.
Yeah, Satir's gonna run across unless Doc wants to act. He's gonna run across the hallway.
Yep, Makko immediately is backed up and he's hiding.
Yeah. All right, I'll claim the slot here, and I will move. Where's the range band?
So it's in the macro list there. So if you go, you have all your what you call it,
distance and stuff.
Yeah. But if you go underneath where the cards are, the card stacks, do you see that? Like underneath the chat, combat and counter scenes. If you go down to keep going, and there's like 2.
Macro
brackets.
range band.
Yep. If you click that, really the easiest way is to drag it down to your bar at the bottom, and then click it, and then you can use it forever. But it'll highlight everything around you. But really, it's for shooting, so I wouldn't really worry about too much. I would just say you can go all the way across here, or you can go halfway down here.
Whoa! Whoops. Don't know what I did there.
Can you just drag them? Are you on
What the heck?
Click off of him, hit escape. Oh, it's what is that? That's weird.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either. Okay, well can you grab your own guy? I don't know what that was, but
I'm just reloading it, see if that solves it.
yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
it looks like the same thing that happened to me
What
last
happened?
time.
There we go.
Yeah, you can go across there. That's no problem.
Yep, there we go.
Why isn't this guy showing dead? I don't understand. I can just delete him, I guess. Okay, yeah, you run. So that's a maneuver. Anything else you would like to do? That door is shut in front of you.
Trying to see what he can do. He's got the pistol in his hand, so he's just kind of sit there and wait to see if he comes around the corner. He's not going to do anything else. He's going to give him multiple targets for now.
Okay. I can't see. Okay, it doesn't matter. So yeah, what would you like to do, Makko? You can claim that next spot.
Yeah. Whew. Makko is obviously very nervous, concerned, worried. He moves up to the door here, and he's holding his holdout pistol, runs across the hallway to where Satir was, and he's just kind of standing there, holding his pistol in both hands, looking left, looking right, looking over his shoulders, and he just kind of keeps aiming the holdout pistol incorrectly, like from his chest, as he turns both ways down the hall, as he just follows behind Satir.
You're gonna stop there, or do you want to do another maneuver and get into the hallway?
Yeah, I'll get behind cover right
here. You
here.
can do 2 maneuvers if you forego your action. So for free, you don't have to spend any strain or anything.
Yeah, I'll just move right there and use that wall as cover.
Okay. All right. So my turn. Guess I can claim it. How do I do it? Oh, okay, whatever. Okay, cool. So, hearing the shot and seeing it, this guy is going to. So 2 troopers kind of run down here. They don't have a shot on Makko, and they are minions, so they have restrain. So they actually are going to. They're going to run back and get cover. They're not stupid. They're like, oh crap, there's somebody, there they are, and then they run back and get cover again. That's their turn. There are 2 other turns, so I'll do this one, and I'm going to make a roll, I believe, somehow. How do I make rolls on this? Okay. Alright, so... Okay, and then all right, slot. Don't know what happens. All right, it's your guys' turn. Who wants to claim the first slot?
Shoot him, Vorn.
Yeah. Is there? I'm just trying to think. Who we got left? We just got the guys around the right, right?
Oh, you don't know.
As far as we know.
That's all you know.
Okay. Okay. Gonna step out here into the corridor. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna
You do
take
not
a
have.
shot.
You
at
do
this
not
one.
have. If you shoot him for there, you're gonna take 3 blacks.
Okay. Can I go further on a maneuver?
Oh yeah, you can go halfway. You can go all the way over here. You could get a better shot
Yeah.
where you probably only have 1 black.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Okay, that's fine. You can
Okay,
do that from there. So when you target them, just make sure you give yourself 1 black. Let's see.
And I'm also going to take. Is it 1 strain or 2 strain to
To
aim?
aim 2. So give
Two,
yourself
okay.
a extra boost. I'll give you the strain. Unless you
thank
already
you.
applied it. Did you apply it? No.
No. No.
Okay. So I've applied the 2 strain.
Thank you.
and
And I'm going to do this and give myself a blue
give yourself a black too.
and a black. Yeah.
Hit. No, I don't know yet. Hit. Okay, so 9 damage. You could crit if you would like.
Yes, please.
Okay, that kills 1 automatically, and the next one will kill 1. Yep, they're both dead. Yep, both dead.
Nice. So it's just 2 quick shots to the torsos. He was going down the corridor, already kind of almost pre-aiming. And as soon as he saw them, he just tracked and 2 center mass shots.
Yep, they just fall backwards as they peek around the corner and die. Okay, so that's Vorn.
Yep.
Who wants to take the next slot?
Satir will kind of say, Makko, cover Vorn, and he'll look at opening this door.
Makko will kind of just basically keep his head peeked out from behind here with his holdout pistol just pointing straight down the hall, just aiming straight down the hall, waiting to see the first thing that pops out, while he nervously sits there waiting for Satir to get a door open.
Yeah, the door is not locked. You open it, and you see some Imperials in there. Inside, you see it looks like what you would assume is a data vault. There's all these beeping, bopping, and unlike the rest of what you've seen of the base, this is definitely active. There's tons of lights. There's 2 people in there that you can see. One is disconnecting something from a terminal, and the other is pointing a what weapon do they have? A carbine right at your head as you open the door. What would you like to do?
He's pointing it at me.
Oh yes, he expected somebody to open that door.
Well, I guess he's gonna pull out his lightsaber.
So that would be your second maneuver because you opened the door. That would be your first maneuver. So
Okay.
you can definitely do that. It just costs 2 strain to do it.
All right, so I can go up and take a swing at him.
I would say as a part of opening the door, you can move and get close enough to attack him. Yeah.
So he'll do that, and probably a unfamiliar sound to Vorn and Makko. They hear kind of the activation of a lightsaber as he goes towards him casually, swinging at him, probably much to his surprise. A green blade just kind of comes to life as he swings at him.
Yeah, so target him, hover over and hit T, and then click on the lightsaber picture.
1 sec, I got a cat trying to bite my headset. Gonna have to use the force and throw him across the room. Hold on here. All right, we're fine. All right, back to targeting. And then what after that? Lightsaber.
So on your just it's the under weapons. Click the if you hover over the picture, there's a die.
Oh, yeah.
Dialogue will pop up, and just click that. It should give you everything you need. That's correct. That's a success for 7.
And a crit.
You can crit him. If you so choose. But first damage, he has a soak of. So let's just take care of that first. So 3. So he takes 4 damage.
Well, hold on. My lightsaber that has sunder, doesn't it? And breach.
It does have breach.
Yeah.
So breach takes away 1 soak. Sunder damages his armor, I think. So I'm pretty sure that's what that does. Yeah, so it damages his armor. That's fine. But so it's only 2 soak because of breach, I believe. I'll verify again. Just positive about that one. Breach. Yep, that's correct. So 2. So he takes 5 damage.
Is it 10 soak on a person, or am I reading that wrong?
No, it's soak is depending on where did you get that number? The 10?
Where it says FFG Forum Archive. How does breach work?
Yeah, breach actually does.
Breach is a
It's
vehicle
10.
scale quality.
It's 10.
It means a lightsaber can ignore 1 point of armor on a vehicle or 10 soak on a
10.
person.
You're right, absolutely. So yes, his armor does nothing. So he takes 7 wounds instead. So that would be your turn. You can crit as well.
Yeah, let's crit. Let's see what happens on a crit.
All right, let's see. The sheet needs to be fixed for crits. I think you need to roll. Was there, Doc? Do you remember? Was there an auto way to do crits, or did we just roll it manually? I don't remember.
You guys rolled manually, and I just looked it up last time.
Crits on the or maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember how to do that. It's a D100, isn't it?
It's a D100.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a D100. I'll just think of it.
And then it's cumulative as you do more.
It is definitely
crits.
cumulative, yes.
I feel that's probably weak.
Yeah, I think so. 240. So that's what, 6? Mechanical stress.
I hit him so. Oh, yeah. I hit him so hard he hurt his gun.
Critical hit.
You hit him so hard his body cannot
Injury.
mechanically hold
Injury.
together anymore.
It's weird.
He popped a tire.
223. There we go. 6. Slowed down. Can only act during the last allied initiative slot on his next turn. so it shouldn't matter, I don't think. But I'm gonna just remind me. He goes last on their enemy slots. There's 2 enemy slots left. Yeah, so you hit him. How's it look as you hit him with the lightsaber?
Despite him being ready, he probably the last thing he expected was a lightsaber, and he jumps up on him, slicing into his armor, going clean through it and hurting him quite a bit. However, it slows him, it stuns him, but it doesn't kill him.
Yeah. Makko, what would you like to do? You see, if you're looking that way, are you looking inside the data vault or just looking down the hall?
Well, yeah. As soon as the door opened and he walked in there, Makko, of course, turned to look that way, and he saw Satir ignite or activate a lightsaber, and Makko immediately just became shocked, his eyes wide, and he turned around and sees him swing it at this person in there. So Makko kind of out of fear and awe makes his way this way into the room and stands behind this little post area door, and he's holding his holdout blaster into the room, nervously kind of pointing it in there, seeing Satir strike this guy.
You could probably shoot him if you get a better angle.
So he goes to this side.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you
and
can shoot him, just target it.
He sees him and just kind of out of nervousness fires his weapon at him. I put it on my I put it on my bottom thing, but it's not activating.
You mean
I'll open this.
You're fine. Just go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do it from the sheet.
Oh, you put your blaster on the macro.
Yeah.
That should still work. I don't know. You do hit. You hit for 6, 2 threat. So I'll give you 2 strain just to make it easy on us. So
what is going on? My whole screen went. It went black.
Oh, I don't know. Don't know. So Sunder says damage. So the hell? Okay, whatever. So 3.
I'm gonna refresh my page.
Fine. 3. So 6 damage. Yeah, you shoot him. It hits him in the arm, and he kind of staggers back just a bit at this sudden onslaught. As you kind of shoot kind of over Satir's shoulder a bit, or kind of on the side there. Then it's their turn. The Slicer does not like that at all. She disconnects the whatever she was doing and steps back. She is looking for a way out of here. She will point her blaster and try to shoot Satir. She misses, and she would take a strain if she could. Yeah, it's just a stun beam, but it misses you, Satir. So the next person is her. So next person is this guy, and he is going to claim that slot, and he's just going to try to shoot you point blank range, Satir. He. Let's see, he's point blank range, so. I'm not gonna book dive right now.
Doesn't he go last?
Yes, this is last. There's only 2 left.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, what about the trooper?
Oh, you killed them. They're dead. dead.
Oh, they're all dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're all dead.
okay.
It was a minion group, and you shot them both.
Oh, sorry, I didn't notice the skull. I thought there was some of them left. Okay,
Yep.
sorry.
I've been just deleting them when they're dead. So he is going to shoot his medium range. So I think at point blank range he gets I think it's an extra difficulty die. I'll have to check that to remember, but for now. Okay, so I think, don't you have, no, that's resistance, okay. Does hit, does not crit. Auto fire, what do I need to activate that? Auto fire. Oh, increase. I didn't do that anyway, so I didn't try to do it. That's fine. So he does hit. He does 5 damage.
Let's see what my soak is.
Yeah, your soak is 2, so you take
2.
3 damage. And that's
Was that?
He has 2 advantage.
Did my defense automatically get figured into his roll?
Yeah, you see the black die there.
Oh, okay, that's what that is. All right.
Yep. That's what saved Mako's butt versus the sniper, for instance. He's going to use his maneuver to move away. Get away from me, you freak! And it is your turn to do what you would like.
If you don't mind, I'll go first.
Yeah, you can claim your slot.
He won't get away from him because he's not a freak. And
Blue freak!
he keeps on swinging. He took a little damage. He's obviously the more immediate threat, and he kind of advances on him with 2 hands now on the lightsaber as he looks for an opening and swings down on him.
Oh, this guy has adversaries. So hold on. When you attack, so lower one of the purples and give yourself a red. Just because he's
1 purple, 1 red.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. 1 purple, 1 red in total. Yep. Doesn't matter. You definitely kill him. How does that look?
So this time he takes it more seriously, and he goes in with kind of a figure 8 pattern, and he helplessly holds up his blaster to try and deflect it, and cuts low and gets him right across the midsection, and he collapses down. I'm going to use that advantage to heal 1 strain.
I did it for you. I figured that's
Oh,
what you
okay.
would do.
Yep. And then he's going to turn to the woman and say, "Lower your weapon." Is she wearing Imperial clothing?
She is.
Or
She does, and she drops her blaster, and in her other hand she has like slicer tools or something. You're not real familiar with that, but some sort of tech tools. Fine. I'm just the tech.
He deactivates his lightsaber after she puts the gun down, and he kind of walks over, and if she's like on her knees, he'll kind of take 1 knee by her. He goes, "We're not here to hurt you, but I need to ask you a question. What do you know about Project Sepulcher?"
Don't know anything about it. We're just here to collect this data. Yes, the file is classified under that.
Do you have everything you need on this data pad?
It's all that was here for Project Sepulcher.
May I have it, please?
The Baron, he'll kill me.
What if you left? Or we could simply stun you and say you had no choice.
It doesn't matter if I fail, he'll kill me. The only way I can save my skin is by leaving. Yeah, I would do that, yes. She just hands over the it's not a data pad per se. It's basically kind
Her
of
hacker deck.
a cylinder, a data cylinder. She passes.
He'll take that and kind of tuck it away. He goes, "We're not the bad guys. That I can promise you. I won't force you to come with us, and I won't force you to return to the Baron. The choice you make is of your own free will. But if you know anything about us, we're here to help. We're the good guys."
Well, if you could help me get off world, yeah, I would accept that help. I wasn't always didn't always work for this the Empire, I guess is what you call it. I came here one day and was conscripted, I guess you could say.
The choice to help him seems to be not one that you made willingly, but the choice that for what you do now is yours alone to make. I will not harm you, but if you want off-world, I know a place of refuge. They would take someone like you in, but you have to help us with what's on here and deciphering this data if it is encrypted.
I have to admit, I didn't have much time to look, but the encryption's beyond anything I've ever seen. I don't think I can crack it.
If you can't, do you know who could?
I knew someone once. He went by the name of Ringo Hex.
Ringo. Well, then perhaps you can help us find him, but I will honor my word and we will help get you off world here.
When she says that, Mako's eyes get wide and he walks closer into the room. You knew Ringo.
Yes, I know Ringo. We like I say, I wasn't always working for the Empire. I one time was a mercenary, a freelance slicer. We did a couple jobs together.
And Mako looks over at Satir. I don't know how much we can trust. Ringo, horrible man. He wanted to kill me. I mean, he helped get me here. He's a mercenary, and well, I mean, and Mako realizes he's saying too much about his own personal situation. Anyhow, I've heard of him. He tried to kill me once. I used to own a bar. He tried to kill me, and he puts his head down and.
That doesn't sound like him unless you're worked for the Empire.
Don't you work for the Empire?
I do, but not by choice. Yeah, probably don't tell him that I worked for the Empire, though. That would probably be smart. He wouldn't be so happy.
I think there's a difference between volunteering and being pressed into service. Well, that's a worry for another day. For now, if we have everything on this, is there a way to silence those guns before we leave?
Oh, I turned them off. I can definitely do that. And she turns and hits a couple buttons and does a couple things, and you hear. I've deactivated all the base's security again.
What about the sniper?
Oh, well, he's probably waiting for a signal from and she kind of nods at the dead Imperial officer that Satir struck down with his lightsaber. I can maybe try to tell him to meet us somewhere and move him off course.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Where is your transport?
It's on the other side of the base.
Would he have a shot from where he's positioned if we go to that transport?
He would.
Hmm.
But if I tell him to perhaps go scout out your transport, then that would leave us in the free and clear.
Then I would say give it your best.
Do we want to do that though? Says Vorn. The driver's still in it. Maybe give him another target.
How about this? Give him a moment to get down from his perch. You'll know where he's going, and you can eliminate him as he approaches the access, the door to the speeder.
Good idea. Right, I'll do that.
Makko turns to both of you and he says that eliminate him. I mean, he thought we were intruders. He was doing his job. Why would you just eliminate someone for that?
Because we're in a life or death situation.
He turns to the slicer and quickly asks, is he a volunteer or was he pressed into service like you?
I don't know. Never met him before yesterday. His name's Gorn.
Makko turns to both Vorn and Satir. See, he could just be someone that's forced to be here, just like her, just doing what he was told to do. He didn't know who we were. He just knows those cannons were firing, and he took a shot at someone.
I can tell you this, if he does his job and he realizes this has gone south, he'll report in, and they'll scramble more people here.
Yeah.
Scout troopers.
We need to deal with him. Send him over. And Vorn opens the door.
Satir gives a nod to the slicer.
Okay. She gets her comm link out and says, Corporal Gorn. This is Specialist Tyrann. And you're, what's the situation in there? Everything is underway. I'm sorry. Everything is, and I'm gonna roll deception for her.
We're fine here. How are you?
Yeah, basically. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh my God.
Yeah.
She says, yes. Only one casualty. It's the sergeant. So, was wondering if you could come in here and help me mop this up. They fled into the back of the base, and the troopers are giving chase, but communications are being jammed in here, and I can't seem to get a handle on it. I'm wondering if you could give us a hand. Yeah, I'll be down. Keep yourself secure. You have the data? I have the data, yes. Copy. And she just shrugs to Satir. Now what? She asks.
Vorn is realizing now that as he's been listening back, he realizes the guy's coming here, so he's just he's going to kneel down in this corridor here, and he's going to take he's just going to be waiting. As soon as the guy steps out here, he's just going to shoot him.
Yeah, it takes like 5 minutes, maybe a little longer, maybe 10, and you hear the clink, 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 clink of his boots as he's running down the hallway. He just comes straight through the hall, not looking for anyone or anything, and you're able to just
I will yell just for the sake of he's not. Vorn wasn't expecting to do this, but Makko's actually kind of pricked his conscience a little bit, so he does yell, "Drop the weapon!" And if the guy doesn't, then he kills him.
Let's see, what will he do?
Yeah, at this point, Makko is kind of sitting in a chair or on the ground or whatever's nearby, and he's just kind of dangling his holdout pistol in one hand while his head is kind of bowed and he's looking at the ground.
Do you have any talents that would be like fear related? You know what? What is it? What's your coercion? 2 green? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
No, he spins on you and tries to shoot you.
Yeah. So I was aiming, and I'll just finish him at that point.
You just go ahead and give me a shot, see if he can return a shot.
Yeah. Okay. So I will. Do I get a blue for the aim?
Oh yeah, you can get a blue. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. I go up to here, there, blue.
Yeah, that kills him. Yeah, he comes in and he just turns to you. He lowers his sniper rifle real quick, and then you blast him. How's it look?
Yeah. So you'll hear this yell, and then there's a slight scuffling noise, and then just a blast as Vorn just shoots him straight through the head. He's ready for this, and he gave him a chance, but he wasn't expecting him to take it, so he just he kills him. But he feels strangely better that he gave him a chance.
Okay.
He's not, that surprises him. So he looks a little bit thoughtful as he steps through. He'll examine the body over here, like he's probably going to take his sniper rifle.
Yeah, he has a sniper rifle, and it's customized. It has a customized scope on it, so it looks pretty nice.
Nice.
Actually. Yeah, and I will pull that into your inventory.
Excellent, thank you.
While they're waiting, Satir is going to hand the rifle of the Imperial officer to Makko and says, "You could probably make better use of this than I could." And kind of cautiously takes the slicer's pistol away, picks it up off the ground. He goes, "No offense, but I think I'll hold on to this for a little bit."
That's fine. That's fine. It's just like a stun blaster. It's not even lethal. But yeah, I'll pull that into your inventory. So the officer had a what did he have? It's like a small carbine. I can pull it over to you, Doc, if you want to take it.
Yeah, Makko will take it, but he takes it from Satir as he hands it to him, and he's holding on to it and looking somewhat confused at it. He looks at it. He turns it around and looks at it.
Don't look down the barrel. Don't look down the barrel.
All sides. He looks down the barrel a little bit and like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. And he slings it over his shoulder, and just a little too hard, and it jabs him in the back.
Yeah. While he's doing that, Satir kind of charm her a little, maybe give her not a Riz kind, but just a calmer nerves kind that, hey, he's not going to Riz her up. I'm going to use the young kid's term.
Like kid. Yeah.
I know, I hang around my children too much.
Yeah, she's like, thank you. Forgot what I called myself, but I'm Specialist...
Tyran?
Specialist Tyran.
Tyran, I've been told that over the course of the Empire that made people do a lot of things they didn't want to. There's there's no shame in it, in admitting sometimes you're not able to stand up to despots like this Baron, but you did the right thing by turning this data over. It may not seem important to you, but it is important to me, and I thank you for that.
Well, I think that the data is definitely important. We came here for this specific file. I have to say, I think it's corrupted, though. Something happened. I don't know if there was damage to the system or someone dropped a virus. It's hard to say. But like I say, Ringo, and she looks over at Makko and then back to Satir, would be able to tell us. I'm sure he'd be able to break it.
Well, that's good to know that you think he can, or maybe with your assistance you can crack this problem, and we can see what's so important on this file, this Project Sepulcher.
Okay, so we're gonna get out of here?
As soon as our friend is done cleaning up the corporal, yes, we'll be on our way.
I can take you to the speeders.
Thank you.
So yeah, Vorn drags all the bodies into the supply closet.
So I would say that you guys are lumbering a bunch of stuff. Between the three of you, I don't think you could probably take their blaster rifles unless you got rid of something else. They have, they have short carbines, but I still don't think it would be.
I just wanted the sniper rifle.
Honestly, Satir was just handing the officer's gun to Makko, and he's not gonna pilfer the dead Imperial soldiers.
Yeah, they don't have. They do have some frag grenades. If you want to take the frag grenades, that you could.
Well, those are small. Of course, we can carry those.
I must have taken them off. They don't. Never mind.
And it wouldn't even cross Mako's mind to think of taking their weapons off of them or grabbing anything else.
It's one thing though. The officer does have a data pad.
Well, that goes into the satchel with the cred stick.
And I'm just gonna just so you, they have macro binoculars too, so I'll just swing that over because that's something easy you could take.
I'll get a pouch with belts and put it in there.
Yeah, or belts. Yeah, pouch with belts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, how are you gonna go get Kalga?
I think once we get to the other transport, we'll roll up on that one if no one has an objection and grab Kalga and then
that makes sense.
buzz out of here.
Yeah, so how does that all look as you head outside, and there's like 6 speeders, like kind of almost like not quite like the scout trooper speeders, but something similar. And I don't know how it looks as Makko gets on one of those, but she gets on and says, "Let's get out of here."
It's not one big speeder like truck. It's like 6. Okay.
Yeah, they have like little bike speeders that they came here on.
Yeah. And just as they're about to activate, Vorn walks up next to Satir's and he says, "Once we're away from here, we should all talk, right?" And without really waiting for an answer, he goes back and gets onto his speeder.
Mako's kind of throwing everything into his little bag that he had, his sack. He makes his way over to this speeder. He's looking at the slicer. He's looking over at Vorn and Satir. He looks at the speeder and kind of cocks his head to the side a little bit and walks around it. Then he puts his leg over it, and he speeds up just enough to where his head flings back and it goes forward and he hits the brakes really hard and it stops, and he kind of does that 2 or 3 times before getting into a rhythm where he starts following Vorn.
So after a bit, you climb on the speeders, you come around, and you come around to the transport, and as you get closer, you hear Kalga's strained voice. Who's there? I've got a weapon. Don't come any closer. I don't want to shoot you, but I will.
Vorn will reply, it's just your passengers. We've come back to check on you. You were out cold when we left you. How are you doing?
The door, you see his head peek out the door, and he's like, oh, by the saints, I am glad it is you. Oh, I have a killer headache.
Think you can sit on the back of a speeder?
Oh, it's better than sitting in this thing. My boss is going to be absolutely furious.
His anger is misplaced. It is the Baron he should be angry with.
I don't think that he's going to be able to give the Baron a lecture unless he wants to be executed.
This person, Baron, gets better and better with every person we talk to about him.
He's an imp. Of course, he's the worst of the worst. Kind of comes out, and then he sees the slicer with her, like, you know, she has the Imperial insignia on her shoulder. He's like, "What's this?" He points his gun at her.
Satir kind of holds his hands up in a, easy. She was forced to do what she was doing. She is not an Imperial by choice. It is okay. Do you think she would be here with us if we thought she was a threat?
Unless you're all Imperial sympathizers, I don't know anything. I don't care what you're doing out here. Just let me be. Let me be.
We're not Imperial sympathizers. We're going to give you a lift to where you want to go.
Well, now that I've seen this, I need to get off world.
Well, let's go back the way we came then.
That's a popular option right now.
I wouldn't mind it, honestly. It's getting bad around here. They firebombed a settlement only 2 weeks ago.
Who did, the Baron?
Who else?
It's nothing worse than overprivileged. Nothing worse than overprivileged Imperials. As soon as they don't get their own way, they'll do anything.
And, he looks at Makko, and he first thinks about, like, getting on the back with him, and then decides better of it and gets on the back with Satir.
He's just revving the engine. It's not going anywhere because it's neutral.
That's actually exactly what I was going to say. He looks over at Makko, and Makko is just confusedly revving the engine, and the throttle's just kind of humming and whirring, and he's trying to make it stop, but he can't, and he's just shaking his head over there. That's when Kalga probably decides to get on with someone else.
Yeah. And,
not with the huge guy.
Yeah, that was his first thought. He's like, wait, no, okay. So the 4 speeders take off back towards Rusk Junction, and after capturing this data from this Project Sepulcher, you escape the contact with the Imperial remnants on Belladoon, but obviously this place is not safe to hide for Makko or anyone else any longer. And why don't you guys give me some ending roleplay before you, I'm guessing, book passage off-world, but you tell me.
Yeah, Makko. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
Yeah, Makko, as he's clumsily riding this scooter, trailing behind Vorn, Satir, the Slicer carrying Kalga. He's kind of getting some of the dust and debris in his face as he's following behind them. But the entire time, he's just wondering what he's gotten himself into. He's thinking about the situation he's in. His experience with the Empire has been different, and he's always heard about the Jedi being the enemies, or whoever carries those lightsaber swords being the enemies, and knowing Satir used one has him confused, and that's what he's thinking about. He keeps hearing everyone have negative words to say about the Empire, which just doesn't match the experience he's had at his cantina on Coruscant. And he's confused and just concerned about what he's doing and where he is. He shot an Imperial officer twice now, and it's the last thing he ever thought he would be doing. And he's just kind of taking deep breaths and following these guys, because without them he would have been dead. But in their company, he's doing things he never thought he would be doing, and he's just confused from a political point right now about the life he used to live and what he's being pulled into.
Vorn, as he sort of rides at the back. Actually, no, he'd probably be taking the lead because he knows the route. So as he's leading the way, he's looking thoughtful. He didn't say a lot during that dialogue between Makko, Satir, and the Imperials, but he was listening to everything. He just kind of hung out in the doorway and listened. And it's often his way that, in times like that, he will stop and just listen and take things in. And it wasn't the time then, but the time will come when he wants to talk about this. For the moment, it feels kind of right to be stopping an overprivileged Imperial warlord. But he's a little uneasy because he's always stayed away from causes, and this is the closest he's come to being embroiled in one. He's done little bits of work with the rebellion before, but never really got pulled in. So he's feeling cautiously positive at the moment, but he also feels a little bit protective towards Makko. He tends to find that when he's guiding people through the jungle who don't feel comfortable there and feel a little bit clueless, he feels a little bit kind of protective towards them, and he's wondering whether that's kind of clouding his judgment. But for now, he's silent and just leads the way quietly.
Satir, let's we can end this rightly.
Satir, as they're riding back to Rust Junction, has mixed emotions. The first one is a sense of satisfaction that they retrieved this information and he fulfilled the request of his former master. But then there's one of trepidation for exposing these two people he just met to a world of danger. The Jedi are still wanted, even if the Empire has crumbled. There's been a generation of negativity and hate towards them, and now that he's used his lightsaber and exposed them to that, he hopes to be able to protect them, but at the same time there's some trepidation he feels for bringing them to a world they never asked for.
And with that, within hours, maybe it's just luck, or whatever. But Kalga actually is able to locate an incoming transport that says, I've got some credits. Get us off world, but where do we go? I guess we'll find out. And within the hour or two, a transport lands, taking each of you up into the atmosphere quickly after only about a 10-minute exchange, and flies out into space over the planet, leaving Belladoon behind within probably 6 hours of most of you getting there. And what you don't see as you fly into space is the aftermath of what happened. An ISB agent walks through Rusk Junction, questioning everyone about what happened, knowing only that a transport went into the jungle. Kalga was the driver and had 3 passengers. And then Kalga, the 3 passengers, and the missing Imperial technician booked passage off-world. For this, the Imperial warlord punishes the settlement. And flying overhead, a TIE fighter goes by, and suddenly a blast in flame engulfs the town, burning every piece of property, everything, and everyone who wasn't able to get out in time. And the screen fades to black.
I don't trust any of you.